Hey, welcome to Pat's Soundbytes IGTV. Keeping new music alive is what I do on the radio and now on video. Conducting live chats with the artists and learning the stories behind their latest release and also playing their new video. And a special thanks to my friend Dustin Hardman, the rep for Frontier Music, for scheduling and coordinating today's guest. Special thanks today to my sponsor Go-Go Tuners, for all guitar players looking for a focus on ease of use, readability, durability, and accuracy. Look no further. The Go-Go Tuner is the choice of many touring professionals and a favorite of casual players. Go-Go's signature green you're in and red you're out screen makes tuning quick and easy. For more information, go to the website at gogotuners.com. Special thanks to WBXO Classic Rock Radio Redefined, allowing me to keep new music alive on the radio airways on the Pat Show every Sunday from 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Only on WBXO Classic Rock Redefined. And a big thank you to Mr. Evan Balzer for allowing me to use his amazing instrumental that you're hearing right now. It's called Trails. To find out more incredible music by Evan, go to his website at evanbalzer.com. And my special guest today is a singer and actor and is one of the most recognized rock voices in Brazil. He is none other than Alirio Netto. And Alirio has just signed a contract with Frontier Music, and in 2 weeks he releases his debut album with Frontier, and it's called All Things Must Pass. It officially comes out on August 6th. We talked to Alirio about this killer album, the tracks, his love for music. He was handpicked by Brian May and Roger Taylor of Queen to be the singer of this Queen tribute band called Queen Extravaganza that tours worldwide. How cool is that? I talked to Alirio about all of this and so much more on Pat Soundbytes IGTV. Hey, live on Pat Soundbytes IGTV, rocking the States, rocking the world, keeping your music alive on the radio and on video. And man, do I got the man, the Brazil man. This guy's been rocking Brazil, rocking the world for over 20 years. He's in Queen's Extravaganza. Are you kidding me? The most recognized voice, rock and roll voice, I should say, in Brazil. And man, is he getting around. And he's just signed with Frontier Music Label. And he's got a killer rock album out. All Things Must Pass. My man, Alirio Netto. Am I saying it right, Alirio?
Yeah, that's correct, man. Well, thank you very much for your welcome.
Man, welcome to the show. I don't. Is it late? Is it nighttime in Brazil? What's the hour like?
Actually, I live in Madrid. I'm not in Brazil.
Oh, you're in Madrid. Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, I'm in Madrid. And crazy wine, man. I love the wine here. Crazy food, crazy people, delicious wine. And it's 11:30.
Okay. Well, we're what are we? 5:30. So you got. So when the lottery numbers come out, text them to me so I can hit Powerball and go to Madrid. Oh man, I'd love to go to Barcelona and Madrid. That's on the Pat bucket list. But anyway,
it's a beautiful city.
My mom is Spanish background, native Puerto Rican, but loves Spanish.
Oh, that's awesome.
All of that. So, but Alirio, I got to tell you, Alirio's got this new album out, All Things Must Pass. It officially comes out August 6th. He's signed with Frontier Music, and every track, it's not like one or two. It's like boom, boom. I mean, I don't want to shut it off. I mean, so congratulations for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time tonight. What I normally start with, Alirio, is how did you find your love for music?
Well, actually it was 1985. I was watching the Queen concert in Rock in Rio in Brazil. It's a long time ago. I was, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. And Jesus Christ, man, that man controlling, I don't know, all the audience, singing Love of My Life and all those beautiful classic rock songs. Yeah, it really got into me, into my soul. And so I decided that from that day to today, I would become a singer.
Yeah, good man. I like that. Very cool. Did you sing in school as well? Did you join the band or do anything
Yeah,
crazy?
I started playing with rock and roll bands when I was, I don't know, 16, 17 years old in Florianopolis. It's a small island right in Brazil, in South. And with my friends, with a bunch of friends, then I started to take voice lessons, and I learned how to play the piano. I studied a lot of. I got into a couple of opera productions because I was really crazy about getting the best voice that I could get at the time. And I think I have been studying how to properly sing for my whole entire life. But I remember that from my 17 to 28 or something, I was crazy about having the best sound from my life.
That's pretty good that you mentioned that. You're not the first one that said they got into the opera to help with their range of voice and really
Yeah.
understanding how to sing properly, right? Am I right?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. You know, when you're touring, there's no such thing as sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Not for me. I mean, it's only rock and roll and get and go to sleep after the concert. I mean, otherwise you're not gonna be able to sing through the tour.
Right. And I've been blessed to talk to like Paul Rogers of Bad Company,
Ooh, oh man,
and
I love his voice.
Paul says exercise, lots of
Water.
water. I've talked to Glenn Hughes. Glenn says lots of sleep.
Yeah,
I've talked to
yeah,
Mark Slaughter. Mark says talking is more hard on your vocals than singing, which I never
yeah,
knew. He says I could talk
yeah.
to you and do interviews, but then I can't do a show or can't record a track. It doesn't work that
Absolutely.
way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are absolutely right. And Joe, I'm crazy about wine. I don't drink when I'm touring or when I'm doing musical theater production or recording an album or something like that. I try to manage and to take care of my voice.
Yeah, that's your main instrument. So without that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
I
that's
did
right. That's
I did see that you went to Berklee College of Music too. Did you
Yeah,
study?
man, it was. Yeah, so I just did the 5 week program. It was 22 years ago or something like that. It was a long time ago. Yeah, but yeah, I got my really I fell in love with jazz music and everything that comes with it. Uh, as soon as I got there, I knew that in my heart I wouldn't become a jazz singer because I mean it's good to learn the skill, some of their skill, to put in my own songwriting and stuff like that. But I mean, in order to become a jazz singer, it's a whole different world, and I really have rock and roll running through my veins.
Well, we love that. And speaking of rock and roll, well, I want to get back to this album before we go. Um, did you write a lot of the music, Lirio, or was that handled by Frontier, Alexandro, and those guys?
No, actually, I wrote most of the songs for the album. I have a lot of partners. For example, Adriano Daga, the producer, he is a great songwriter. Thor Moraes, he is a friend of mine from Brazil. But most of the music I wrote myself, and I don't have any problems about collaborations. For example, there are a couple of songs in the album that they are from other composers, songwriters, and I don't have this kind of trouble about picking music from other guys.
As long as you're able to understand what the emotion is with the song, because you have
Yeah,
to sell it. If you write
yeah,
it,
yeah,
then
yeah,
you know it.
absolutely.
Somebody sends it to you, you go, okay.
Yeah, no, But one thing I do all the time, I write all the lyrics because I like to do that. Writing lyrics, I mean, it makes me more have more intimacy with the song.
Oh, okay,
And I
gotcha.
think the audience can see that through the shows. I mean, so I really that's one thing I probably am gonna always do in my albums. You know, writing most of the lyrics. Actually,
Yeah, I mean, you have to sell it. You have to have the emotion, because if you
absolutely
just say
right.
the
Yeah,
words, people go, he's not owning it, and people could read into that.
absolutely, absolutely.
Let me ask you this, is songwriting therapeutic for you? An avenue to get what's in your brain, or relationships, or places that you've been, that come and you use music to get it out?
Oh yes, it's a therapy, but at the same time, is who I am. So the thing is that it's about being there when you're happy or when you're sad as hell. You know what I mean? And you get to face it in the best way that you can. It for me is through the songs that I always write. So I mean, there is nothing more beautiful than it's like the song is like a baby. I know that maybe I'm sounding cheesy or something like that,
No, no,
but
no, it's
that's the
good.
truth, man. That's the truth,
Right.
because it's like a baby. You know, you suffer for your song, and you want for the song to be, to get the best way that you can possibly get from a song. You know.
You've been doing this for over 20 years. Do you think this is probably your best work ever?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm confident about that. I'm really proud of the album. I worked really hard, to get the most of it. And it's almost, actually it's 25 years I've been doing this, and for the first time in my life. And I would like to thank you, all those crazy Italian guys from Tears Records, to believe in my music. I had the opportunity to write the songs in the way that I feel. I mean, they were not pushing me, you got to do that right now. No, no, take your time, do it slow, but do the best thing that you can do. And that was really important. For example, we have. I remember that I wrote about 20 songs or something like that, and we're gonna release 15 songs. So we're gonna have on the physical album, on the vinyl. That I'm crazy about vinyl, you know. And that's, wow, man.
Yeah.
I'm addicted, actually.
Yeah.
And yeah. I'm a lucky guy to have those guys having my back.
Good for you. Hey, good things happen for
Thank
good
you,
people, and hard work pays.
thank you very much.
That is awesome. Let's give credit to who else is on the album, man. Like I said, every track is
Ooh,
great, and your
yeah.
voice and the lyrics and the stories of each song. And we'll talk about a few of your guests, people that were on a couple of tracks, like Arnel and Gray. But
Yeah.
let's talk about the guys also that worked really hard, that made this album so terrific.
Yeah, man. Adriano Daga, he has a Grammy or two. I don't remember, and he's a genius, man. He plays for a famous band in Brazil called the Malta Band. They do this Portuguese rock. They sound like, I don't know, something between Metallica and Bon Jovi, the old stuff.
Okay, so like
And
a
they
metal and popish type of.
yeah. And they have this guitar player, Thor Moraes, which he's a genius. Vinny is another guitar player, producer in Brazil. Hugo Mariucci, he's my friend from Shaman, which is my other band. And Felipe Andreoli, from the bass player from Angra. And Alberto Rionda, he plays for a band called Avalanche. Here in Spain. And my wife, Livia Barbarian, she's a
Hey,
she's
yeah.
she's awesome, and she's one of the best female singers I ever heard in my life. And we met during We Will Rock You. I was playing Galileo, she was playing the Scaramouche, so we fell in love. And one thing leads to another, and now here I am, 5 years later, married with 2 little crazy dogs. And yeah, she is awesome. And Arnel Pineda from Journey. I
Arnel
mean, this.
Pineda, Journey.
Oh man, I love his story. He is the sweetest guy ever, and
How
he's
did
a
you
great
how
singer.
did you meet him? How did you get him on the track?
Instagram, and we start
Wow.
to chat. You know, I don't know, 2 years ago or 2 years and a half. I don't remember. And I remember that he was listening to one of my songs. I have an album in Portuguese, and he told me, I love this song, man. I don't understand a word that you're saying, but it's beautiful. We should do something together in the future. So I told him, you know what, Arnel, I'm gonna try to write something for your voice. And then I wrote Great, which was the first song that I wrote for the album.
Wow. And so
And
you send it to him in the Philippines
yeah,
and back and forth?
yeah,
Boy,
that's
that is
it.
a great,
That's it.
great track. Great
And
job, man.
he's such a nice guy. Thank you very much. And he did a wonderful job, man. His voice was, whew,
I
it's
mean,
awesome.
I every time I listen to the album, I don't know. All Things Was Past is certainly my favorite, but Edinburgh is really good.
Wow, Edinburgh. Wow. I was touring with the Queen Extravaganza in Edinburgh, and I remember that I was starting walking around, and I just realized that I should write something about that city. It's a beautiful city, has this, I don't know, for me, this rock and roll feeling, you know. And I was in a castle. There's a big castle. I forgot the name. Shame on me. But yeah, I remember that I tried their whiskey, and I was feeling so into it that yeah, I thought that I should write something about the city, and that was the song it's all about. It's about the city. It's about dreams, actually, because I was extremely happy at the time, you know, touring with the Queen Extravaganza, and you know, it's like living the dream for real. And it's not a lie. It's for real for me, because the thing is that I became a singer because of Friday, and there and Queen songs, they, through the Queen songs, I travel the world. I have found a wife, and well, and so it's like it's not about the Queen, the band Queen, you know. It's about the city that make me extremely happy at the time.
What a great track, man. That is
Thank
excellent.
you.
And you mentioned the Queen Extravaganza. My goodness, to get up on stage and sing those hits and those tracks,
Yeah,
and it's all produced by Roger Taylor and Brian May. It wasn't like you guys just got a bunch of friends together. This is the real deal. And I
yeah.
watched your show at the House of Blues in Houston. And
Oh,
it
you were
was,
there? That's
dude, in
awesome, man.
2018. I caught it on YouTube, and you just blew it out of the park. I mean,
Wow,
one
thank you very
vision.
much.
It's just boom, boom, boom. I got to see Queen. I got to see Freddie in 1985.
Oh, I envy
And
you,
oh
man.
my goodness, my hair's are
Yeah,
standing. I'm
I
like,
have ready.
and here you are. I mean, you just how does that work? You get on stage and you're blessed to put it out there, and just watching the crowd just get into it.
Yeah, the thing is that I'm a lucky guy, you know, to have these guys, you know, trusting me with their babies. And I remember by the time they offered me the first impact that I really well, was Friday. But when I was playing We Will Rock You, I was already living a dream. But when I remember that Jim Beach, he sent me an email, offered me the job for Queen Extravaganza, the position. And I was we were, me and my wife, we were on our honeymoon, and we went to see Queen in London. And oh, I believe it was a O2. And well, they offered me the gig, and I was exploding, you know. And I'm such a lucky guy, because I remember that I asked Brian and Roger, why me? And they told me, you know, you sing with your own voice, and you're passionate about every single song that we wrote. And but they told me something, you know what, you have a thick skin. I know that you already I've heard something about you, because the music director from Brazil, he's a guy, Stuart Morley. He worked in the Barcelona album with the orchestration or something like that. And he told Brian that I was a rough guy, tough guy, and Brian told me when we were rehearsing the first time that we were rehearsing with Extravaganza that they're gonna hate you just because you were singing our songs, and that's all right, man. It's not my fault. I'm here. I have your blessing, and that's enough for me.
That's all that counts. When you got Roger Taylor says Alirio is not only a superlative singer, he's also a great showman. And if that isn't Freddie Mercury, one of the greatest showmen of all times, oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
But good for you, man. So you
Well, thank you.
you auditioned with a bunch of others and they said you.
No, they picked me because they knew before me from We Will Rock You, because they have to pick the cast, you know. And I auditioned in Brazil for We Will Rock You, and Brian and Roger, they you know, I went to Sky for Galileo, and a couple of years later they invited me to join the band. So that's it. That's pretty much it.
Crazy. You got to pinch. You must pinch yourself, Alirio.
Yeah,
right?
I do
night
that all the time.
Going, is this happening to me? I'm me.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is so cool. And
I'm a lucky guy.
what was the feeling that you got in the UK when you toured in the UK? Did they support you and go crazy?
Yeah,
you got to be nervous, right? But once you get going,
of course. Yeah. The thing is that it's all about controlling your emotions and have the focus, you know, to do the best you can do. I'm not Freddie. I'm not Mark.
Never be
Freddie,
I'm
me.
Right?
I'm just me. No, that's a mistake, man. He was way too perfect. He was a god for me. I mean, I became a singer because of him, and he helped me to get here today. I mean, so the thing is that I always there to if I have to die on the stage for these songs, I would do it, man.
And you got Arnel, who stepped in the shoes of a Steve Perry, and people were like, who's this guy? But he kills it. I've seen him 3 times, and I've seen Journey.
He's amazing.
10 times, if not more, with Steve Perry. And people accept it. It's all about the music. Let's face it. It's all about the music.
You're right.
We want to be, and you're doing something that is keeping the spirit of Freddie Mercury alive. Because if we had nobody, if we had nobody singing the songs, and you're blessed by Brian and Roger.
That's it, man. I'm happy already.
So I did see on your website you're going to tour again, right? Queen Extravaganza.
Yeah, probably next year. I don't know. We just need the word that please gets back on track again, because I want to tour the whole world again. I want to play with my music, with Queen, with Shaman, with whatever, man. I want to go out there and scream my lungs out. You know.
I saw they have the European dates and they have the UK dates. Boy, I'd love to have you back in the States. I'd love to meet you and see
I believe that's going to happen, you know, at some point in the future, maybe next year. Yeah, I would love to go there.
I saw that you have a love for musical theater as well. You mentioned it earlier. Jesus Christ Superstar. I mean, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Theater, being an actor helped me a lot, you know, to get the intimacy with the audience through the lyrics. They know that I'm there for real, even if my voice is not perfect today, or I'm vocally tired, or whatever. You know, the most important thing is that to give them the best that you can do, and through the lyrics, it's easier. And so I played Jesus in Mexico 20-something years ago, 24 years ago, something like that, and. And 8 years ago, I played Judas in Brazil. I've been in a musical theater production, teaches you how to be more professional. I mean, because at the time that you get on the stage and when the curtains opens, I'm not Alirio anymore. I'm Judas, or whether I'm Jesus, or whether I Galileo, whatever, you know, because the story of this character wasn't start there. I mean, I have to think about, okay, what would Judas would do if he was 10 years old and he would ball. He would become a soccer player or whatever. You know what I mean? So you have to work on the genesis for your character, and this helps you a lot. I do that with every single song that I write all the time.
Good for you. What is
Thank you.
what is the I like I said, I've been interviewing. I know I know Bernard Fowler. I don't know if you recognize his name, but he's a backup. I hate to use the word backup singer. He's a professional singer, but he's in the Rolling Stones for 30 years. And I'm good friends with him. And I said, "What's the biggest show you ever did?" And he goes, "Hands down, Brazil, Rio. We had a helicopter in. Millions of people. It was crazy," he said. Why? What is it? Why is it so passionate? Brazilian or South American folks have a passion for rock and roll. I just love all the bands go. All the bands go. We got to go. Guns N' Roses got to go. Scorpions got to go. Everybody goes.
We are crazy about rock and roll in music and art in general. I mean, Brazilian people, they're always struggling, because it's a third world country, beautiful third world country. I mean, we have a lot of problems, but we also have one of the most beautiful people in the world. I mean, we were welcome. Brazilians are really welcome with foreign, and so. And when it comes to the music, for example, I played in Rock in Rio in 2016. I don't remember the last time that Queen played there with Adam Lambert, and they were still there. I mean, and my wife is from Rio. We lived in Rio for a couple of years, and it's Brazilian crazy, man. Yeah. I must say that we are a little crazy, out of.
Can you walk the streets without being Alirio and get mobbed?
Yeah. That's a good thing about not being Michael Jackson, for example. People, once in a while, people comes to me and can I take a picture with you? They recognize me, but I'm not this big Michael Jackson guy, and that's the most beautiful thing, because I want to go to a restaurant with my wife, and then once in a while that they can, if they can and ask for a picture or anything, that's okay. But imagine to be Bon Jovi and Madonna and Beyonce.
No. I gotta wear the baseball cap. I gotta wear the sunglasses.
I don't need that.
You mentioned you're in another band, and I know you were in a few, but you mentioned I think you're still in Shaman. Am I saying that right? Yeah. And they got a new album out, so you're still active with that band as well?
Yeah. We've been working in a new album. I believe that's going to be released next year. And Shaman is a really important band in Brazil. They used to have Andre Matos as a singer, and he passed away 2 years ago.
Okay.
So they invited me to join the band.
They recruited the best.
So thank you very much. It's a really hard job to do, man, because Andre was our Freddie Mercury. He was the best piano player that you are ever gonna find in rock and roll as a singer. I mean, he pretty much like Freddie, and he has this crazy high voice. I mean, he was a genius, man. He was a really, and also he was into the opera when he was young. I mean, and he used to be a conductor. I mean, Shaman songs, they are beautiful, and I'm really proud of what we're doing right now. I believe that the fan they're gonna be happy. We are taking care of every single note of from the album to be what the Shaman history needs.
Well, I hope you call your buddy in New York so I get a copy of it.
Man.
And we could do this. We could do this again. But where can the folks buy All Things Must Pass? Can they go to your website? They go to Frontier website, digital outlets?
Yeah, I think all the Amazons and it's going to be out there in 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. And through the Frontier's website, my website, I mean, you're going to find it pretty easy, I think. and I hope the audience enjoys it, because
I can't stop. The order of each track really works well.
well,
And
thank you
it
very
takes
much.
you, it fills you, because I didn't want to shut it off. I want to hear the next one. I want to, and it
Oh,
just,
that's awesome, man.
you know, there's always, you know, one or two songs you go, I can't say that. And I'm being honest with you, Alirio. I
Oh,
loved
that's
every one of it. So
well,
I think
thank you,
I think the rockers all over the world, not only in New York and the States, need to buy this. And I mean buy it, because you can go to Spotify, but when you see Alirio, he can't sign autograph Spotify. He autographs the
absolutely,
vinyl album. So
absolutely,
go out and get it today. Alirio, I hope you
Thank-
enjoyed the conversation as much as I have.
Well, man, I did. Thank you very much. Yeah, you were the best, man. We got together and maybe have a beer together.
A little wine, a little beer, a little something, buddy.
Yeah, man.
You think we can time to rock a little Alirio, and we're going to play the title track and play the video. It's called All Things Must Pass. Buy it today. Check out this guy. He is the real deal. Right here on Pat's Soundbytes IGTV.
Thank you very much.
Fire's like a baby, fighting to resist. If you don't keep it going, they fade and disappear. Can burst a house into flames or burn it down the ground. Major attention, just need the air to breathe. Fire kills the water, it also can be killed. Like the words you sharing, revealing what's within. The ugliness around